Hello, union organizers. Welcome to my video conference training. Video conferencing has increased in popularity over the years, especially during this current global pandemic. Organizations are choosing to host virtual conferences instead of in-person gatherings as a way to keep employees safe and cut costs. It's a trend that's likely to continue. Here are my top tips to look your best and make a good impression on screen. Go ahead and download my 21 tips for better video conferencing. Feel free to share that with your members and with anyone who's going to attend an organizing meeting. One of my hobbies is photography. Some of my photos have been published, including this one here, which appeared on the cover of the IBEW Journal some years ago. We're going to be covering three things: lighting, framing a shot, and background. Some people may argue that it doesn't really matter how we present ourselves on camera. The electrician that ran this pipe may have said, hey, when you throw the switch, the light still comes on. What else do you need? And in some cases, that would be correct. Part of protecting our future is being the best that we can. We're going to be discussing the Zoom platform. I'm not going to focus on the Microsoft platform or Google. I feel like this is the one that most people are using. And this will work on your laptop as well as your phone. One of the first things that you want to do is just update the app. And the way you do that, you go to Settings, scroll down to About, and then on the About page, you're going to look up the version. Now, at the time of this recording, it's 5.0.2 is the latest version, but there may be one after this. So just check it out, see what you've got, and see if you need to upgrade the app. There have been some eavesdropping issues, and you need to be aware of that. Now, don't use your virtual private network or VPN. And the reason is it slows the whole network down. And this goes for other apps that you might have running in the background on your laptop. Go ahead and close those out because they might slow down the video and the audio, and you don't want that. Here's a news reporter that forgot that sometimes the audience sees more in the picture than you see on your screen. In other words, they have a different aspect ratio. And in this case, he went live across the entire nation, and he wasn't wearing any pants. And we could see that, but he couldn't see it on his phone. So you got to be aware that there's more sometimes being shown in the shot than you see. So be aware, a little bit around the edges, take that into consideration. I always recommend that you aim the camera toward a wall or a corner. And the reason that you want to do that is because you want to control the background. Who knows who else might be walking into the room? Maybe you've got a roommate or you've got pets or kids. Try to avoid surprises. Aim it at a wall or a corner. Always remain calm on camera as well. Did you see this planning commissioner on the news? He threw his cat across the room. And what happened was he decided to show his cat off in the middle of the meeting, but the cat scratched him, and his reaction was so that he threw the cat. And so everybody was alarmed, and he ended up losing his job over this one action that happened on screen. Keep in mind, someone may be recording this meeting, so you've got to be aware. Here he is on his way to the unemployment line. Here's a picture of him. He's known as a cat hater now, and it's out there forever. If you look up planning commissioner who threw the cat, you'll see it. He's on there. I recommend that you mute your microphone when not speaking. And the way that you do that, just down on the bottom of the screen, just tick the thing, and then it changes, and there it is. That's your microphone is off. I also recommend that if you have to get up for some reason in the middle of the meeting, you don't want to walk out on somebody that might be talking. That would be rude. Just go ahead and turn your camera off momentarily. Get up, take care of whatever it is. Maybe there's a knock at the door or somebody has a question for you. And then come back in, and when you're ready, turn your camera back on, and that's on the bottom of the screen. It's important to light your face and put the light in front of you instead of the behind you. And the reason is because, like this picture right here of this gentleman, if you don't, you end up looking like you're in the witness protection plan, and you don't want that. So go ahead, take a few moments, set up the light, check the light, put it in front of you, and light your face evenly. You don't want to have too bright a light, because if you do, you get this look like your face is melting off, and that's not good. And you don't want to have it one side or the other. You have to have it sort of evenly. So take a few minutes. It's worth it, because you want to look your best on camera. You want to have the camera at eye level. It's very important. You'll notice on a lot of laptops, when someone puts it on a table, it may be much lower, and then it's looking up, and that's not a great look. Eye level or even above is better. Important that you center yourself in the screen. But here, I was a little low. Okay, here's to the right, a little to the left. A little too close. Okay, back up a little bit. Some of these virtual backgrounds are just amazing, and you've got lots of choices out there. On Pixabay, there are some fantastic, hundreds and hundreds of photos that you can check at pixabay.com. And I'm giving you an example of some of those right here. These are some great backgrounds. Why not use one of these? It's Pixabay, Pixabay.com. Now, some of the pictures on Pixabay, on the top of the screen, those actually cost money. But I don't recommend you pay any money. There's plenty of great photos there. And find some that you like. When you speak, it's important that you unmute your microphone. And it seems simple, but it's a mistake that a lot of people make. They may be talking. They don't even realize that their microphone is off. So unmute your microphone when you speak. You might even ask, hey, can you hear me? Because, again, depending on the audience, let's say you're in the negotiations or something like that, maybe they won't even let you know that they'll just be quiet. They'll just give you this look right here. It's important also to look for clues, because people will give you clues sometimes if they can't hear you. They'll wave their arms in the air or something like that. You'll see something, so pay attention. In some meetings, you might have a snack, but when it comes to Zoom or video conferencing, I don't recommend that you eat on camera. Back when you were dating, they used to tell you, never order a salad, because nobody looks good eating a salad. It's the same kind of thing here. It's very important, however, that you hydrate. So have a drink available. That's okay. In fact, it's a good thing to take a nice sip of water once in a while. Sort of wet your palate a little bit. It'll make your voice sound better. In fact, I'm going to take a sip right now. It's a great idea to have Kleenex available, because you never know when you're going to... Achoo! Things happen. It's important also to check your settings. Experts recommend activating your turn off my video when joining a meeting. The way you do that, you go to settings, go to meetings, and then tick the little box that says always turn off my video. And while you're at it, why not tick the little box that says always mute my microphone? That way, when you come into a meeting, you control who hears you. You don't want to interrupt a conversation that might already be going on, and you want to take a moment to set your camera up and get it just right. And when you're ready, go ahead and activate your camera and activate your microphone. A photography tip is to keep the eyes at 1/3. And eyes at 1/3 usually makes for a balanced photo. So here I put a little line here to give you an idea where 1/3 of the page is down. So there's a balanced photo. Try to get the pupils about 1/3. It's important to have a clean background, okay, and keep the background tidy. And if you don't, then this is sort of the look that you got right here. Keep in mind that saying, a cluttered room is a cluttered mind. Now, books in the background look good. If you've ever seen interviews on TV with an author or an expert of some kind, they usually have a few books in the background. You don't have to have this many books, but it's a good idea to have a few books in the background. It's psychological. If there's books in the background, maybe you've read a few of those books. And if you've read a few of those books, maybe you know something. And if you know something, maybe you're an authority and you can teach us something. So try to have a few books in the background. It's not a bad thing. Now, it's important that you look directly into the camera. And we can tell if you don't look directly into the camera. So find out where the camera is on your laptop or on your phone. And then when you need to make a point, look directly into that lens. And let me show you the difference between looking into the lens, and this is just on my phone. Here I'm looking at the screen, and you can see that it doesn't look like I'm looking at you, right? So it's important that you look directly into the camera. Well, there you have it. Thank you for your attention. If you have questions, feel free to contact me. Please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram @Union Organizer. I look forward to following you back.